right, today we're going to be practicing solving equations. Most of these can all be done in our calculator. For practice, I want you to reset your calculator because on the STAR test, they're probably going to make you do it. So everybody reset your calculator by hitting second, plus, and then type the buttons 712. I'm going to say it again. Second plus 712, and it should say RAM cleared. The day of the STAR test, they're probably going to make you do this. It is now set back to its factory settings. Okay? Now, let's look at the first example. It says to solve equations in your calculator, you're going to follow these steps. Y'all all know them, you've all memorized them, but they're there just in case. So it says you're going to go to y equals. You're going to put the left side of the equation into y1, and you're going to put the right side of the equation into y2. Once you've done that, here is the step that we're going to focus on today. We're going to make sure we know how to set our windows. And we just went over it in our warm-up, but we're going to make sure we're good with it. You want to make sure your windows are set very, very big. You can go as big as you want. Just remember that if you get an error, it's probably because it can't see the answer. So if I set my windows to negative 1,000, positive 1,000, but the answer is 3,000, it's not going to see it. Make sense? So you can go set it as big or as small as you want to. So everybody go to window and set it to where you want it. I'm going to do negative 1,000 for the X min. Now the thing that you need to remember is min means minimum. That's where your negative goes. It has to have a negative. So hit the negative and then put in like 1,000. And you'll know because it already was at negative 10. So you're changing that negative to another negative number. This means your X maximum, that's the bigger number. So you'll change that to like positive 1,000 and you just type 1,000. Don't worry about this part. That's saying what do you want it to count by. Literally just don't worry about it. Leave it alone. The only thing we change is X min, X max, and Y min, Y max. So go down to Y min, change it to negative 1,000, and then Y max, positive 1,000. What you just did is basically zoomed out on the graph where it's like super, super zoomed out. So that's all you did. If you want to zoom back in, negative 10, positive 10. Are we good? All right, so let's go to y equals, and let's put in the left side of the equal sign. How am I going to put in x over 6? Alpha, y equals option 1. I'm going to put x on top, 6 on bottom, and then I'm going to arrow out and hit plus 4. And then I'm going to go to y2. I'm going to use alpha y equals again. Option 1, x on top, 18 on bottom, tab out, plus 3. Second trace, option 5 for intersection. Wait for it to graph. Please remember that if it's still graphing, you will freeze it if you try to do too much. Once it's done, hit enter 3 times until you see the word intersection, and that's your answer. So x equals negative 9. Okay, flip to the back. You're also going to have to be able to write equations and then solve them in your calculator. So this is kind of putting together what we did yesterday with those writing equations, and then you'll use your y equals button to solve. So this one looks like it was already set up for you, but let's read it. It says, 2 groups of friends went to the movies on the same day. Group 1 bought 6 tickets and spent $28.50 at the concession stand. I didn't see any clue words, did y'all? Okay, let's keep reading. Group 2 bought 8 tickets and spent $10 at the concession stand. Both groups spent the same amount of money. So that means we're going to put an equal sign. The price, and here's your clue word, the price of each ticket. Did y'all see a clue word? Each. And what word was next to that? Ticket. That means the number with tickets gets the X. Make sense? So 6x plus 2850 and 8x plus 10. And that's where they got that from. Now we just put it in our calculator. So go to y equals, clear it out. 6x plus 2850 and 8x plus 10. Second trace, option 5. Enter, enter, enter. How much did each ticket cost? $9.25. Any questions? All right, I'm going to pass out the assignment. All right, make sure your name is on it. For 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these, you're just solving them in your calculator. But on number 2, on the second part, it wants you to solve it and then place your answer on the number line. So please make sure you put it in the correct spot. Make sense? When you get to the back, you're going to have to write the equations and then solve it. Please remember that over here, this is a positive 1x, yes? And these are 1, so plus however many. And then if they have a negative sign, of course, it's a negative. Do you have any questions on those models? No? Okay, so on the back, you have to write the equation, then put it in y equals to solve it. Got it? All right, get busy, bring it up to me to check.